Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the ultimate showdown of minds and might. In the left corner, weighing in with the power of the pen, the defender of truth and free thought from the 1940s England, George Orwell. And in the right corner, the iron-fisted architect of empires, the embodiment of control and absolute power, Joseph Stalin. This is History Throws Down. George Orwell versus Joseph Stalin. Let the battle of words begin. George Orwell, born Eric Arthur Blair in 1903, was a British writer and journalist whose experiences shaped his fierce opposition to totalitarianism. From the trenches of the Spanish Civil War to his seminal works Animal Farm and 1984, Orwell warned of the dangers when power corrupts truth. Joseph Stalin, born Iosif Vissarionovich Djougashvili in 1878, rose from humble origins to become the dictator of the Soviet Union. His rule, marked by industrialization, purges, and wartime victories, came at the cost of millions of lives, embodying the iron grip of ideological control. Tonight, in this surreal cross-timeline debate, these titans confront each other's legacies. Orwell, the voice of conscience. Stalin, the enforcer of revolution. What happens when truth meets power? Let us begin.
Comrade Stalin, if I may address you as such, though I suspect the term chafes under your regime's distortions, I stand here not as an enemy of socialism, but as its betrayed guardian. I have seen the Spanish Civil War twist noble ideals into betrayal. My books mirror your revolution's descent into tyranny, and foreseen the nightmare, where truth is rewritten at the will of the powerful. You promised equality but delivered chains.
Mr. Orwell, or should I say Blair, a bourgeois intellectual playing at revolution. You scribble warnings from your safe English armchair while I forged a nation from chaos. My rise to power saved Russia from feudal backwardness and victory in the Great Patriotic War. I led us to victory against fascism. Your fables are the fantasies of a weak man. What gives you the right to judge a builder of empires?
Let us start with the Spanish Civil War, 1936. I fought with the PUM militia, witnessing how your Soviet agents suppressed true revolutionaries in the name of control. Anarchists and socialists alike were branded traitors, executed or imprisoned. It was there I saw the seed of totalitarianism. Not in fascism alone, but in your communism's betrayal of the workers.
Romantic nonsense. The Spanish front was a test of discipline. Without unity under proper leadership, chaos reigns. My rise to power after Lenin's death in 1924 was the same. I outmaneuvered Trotsky and others to industrialize the USSR, building factories and collectives that built my success. You decry force, but without it, the old world devours the new.
Stalin's consolidation involved eliminating rivals, transforming the Soviet Union into an industrial powerhouse, but at the expense of individual freedoms.
And what of my book's allegory of your revolution? The pig, Napoleon, your stand-in's promise. All animals are equal, only to amend it to, but some are more equal than others. Your collectivization caused the Ukrainian famine, starving millions while you hoarded power. Ideals corrupted by control.
Fairy tales for children. Ridiculous. My citizens had what they needed. Your 1984 dreams of surveillance states? Pathetic. We built real strength against real threats.
The ideals of revolution promised equality, But the reality was far more brutal. Collectivization reshaped fields and futures, leaving entire regions scarred by famine. As the old world was torn down, the human cost mounted in silence. Lives swallowed by policies justified in the name of progress. What Orwell witnessed as metaphor, millions endured as truth. The purges targeted perceived threats, resulting in an estimated 700,000 executions and widespread terror, solidifying Stalin's absolute rule.
Your strength crumbled in 1984's visions. Big Brother watching, history erased. I wrote it dying of tuberculosis, haunted by regimes like yours where truth is the first casualty. Doublethink. Newspeak. Tools you wielded long before I named them.
My World War II leadership proved otherwise. From 1941 to 1945, I rallied the Soviet people against Hitler, sacrificing 27 million to victory. Stalingrad turned the tide. Not your words, but my will.
As the tide of war threatened to swallow the Soviet Union, Stalin turned to the most powerful weapon still under his control: his voice. Broadcast across a nation battered by invasion, his words were meant to bind millions in shared purpose. Fear, resolve, and survival merged into a single message meant to stiffen the spine of a country on the brink. The people who once whispered his name in terror now leaned into their radios, searching for reassurance, leadership, or simply the will to endure one more day.
If power was for the people, why the gulags? Why rewrite history to erase your rivals? Was the blood worth the banger? I fought in Spain, you sent assassins. Truth is no ideology, it's the light you fear. Why purge your own comrades if your revolution was pure?
The people demanded strength. Weakness invites invasion. Why criticize from afar when you never held the reins? Is it not just another ideology masking envy? Purity requires vigilance. Your books incite division. Why not join the fight instead of whining?
In this moment, the confrontation reaches its boiling point. Two visions of order collide, one forged in fear, the other in warning. Stalin defends dominance as destiny, while Orwell defends conscience as resistance. Every accusation now cuts deeper, every reply a mirror reflecting the centuries' struggle between control and truth.
In the end, comrade, your empire fell, as all tyrannies do. My words endure as warnings. When power defines reality, truth dies.
Words fade. Empires shape the world. I built a superpower from ashes.
Your conscience is luxury. My control was survival. History will judge the victors.
In this imagined confrontation, we see the chasm between idealism and implementation. Orwell's legacy reminds us to guard truth against power's distortions. Stalin's warns of the human cost when control overrides conscience. Today, as misinformation and authoritarianism rise, the takeaway is clear. When power defines reality, truth dies, and with it, humanity's freedom to think. Reflect on this battle, for history throws down challenges we all must face. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop your answer in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this clash of empires and ideas, like, subscribe, and follow Studio AI for more epic debates that bring history to life. Whether you're watching on YouTube or listening on your favorite podcast platform, your support helps us keep the conversation and the conflict alive. This has been Studio AI's History Throws Down. George Orwell versus Joseph Stalin. Truth versus power. Until next time, choose your strategy wisely.
The preceding podcast is an artificial intelligence-generated persona of two very famous people. While it is based upon the massive amount of information available on the named participants, and therefore is our attempt to approximate what an actual discussion might involve, it is intended for entertainment and perhaps information purposes, but there is no claim that it constitutes an accurate representation of any events or discussion that have actually taken place. Our objective is to shine a light on difficult, important issues in a thought-provoking environment, inviting our listeners to delve further into matters raised in the podcast.